computer. Okay. Panelist raising a hand. Panelist already there in the screen. No need to worry. Prashant, you are raising a hand. That's not needed. Okay, great. Okay, so welcome everyone. This is Ashish Gakre, founder of HR Shaper. Welcome to another awareness session of HR Shaper. Last we did it for HRMS as SCM, and that was very well received because HRMS, digitalization, SCM, HRIS was need of the organization, workforce, people, and entire community. Yeah, so we had a overall 150 people join average. Hi, Mr. Ajay, welcome. Just do the audio
Hey,
check, sir.
yeah, I'm fine. I can hear you, Ashish.
Yes, great. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so last one was on SCM HRMS, 150 people on an average join. It went for 2 days. There were 21 presenter. They were all leading HRMS and SCM player, and that was part two. When I say part two means we did part one in 2020. Okay, part one is happening of BGV and HR compliances. This was very much awaited. Okay, you know very well how much query you are getting in today's world. Okay, HRMS labor code yet to come, but I know entire year team was busy with the labor code PPT presentation. BGV is taking on and off every time. And look at the IT industries, the way they are recruiting, how many requirement may be coming, right? Number of people joining, living short period of time. Okay, people are not giving the proper detail, and also BGV team has a lot of pressure on this also, right? Okay, and beside this, lot of client requirement may be coming on and off. Okay, uh, I want to share the screen now. Let me start the presentation. Start from current slide. So today we have movers and shaker of BGVN compliances. Welcome to all of them. Okay. With the availability of looking at the timing, the days and all, we are close to festival season. Wishing you everybody happy Diwali. Today is Dhanteras, right? So wishing you all of you. Okay, be safe, take care of yourself, but enjoy the festival, right? So considering all this, we got a confirmation from nine solution provider of these industries. Okay, this is already in the circulation. You must have seen, where they are working and what is their designation. They are going to share the insight, what they have something to offer to HR community who are looking for BGV and compliances, either as a new requirement or as a replacement of the old vendor, or I would call it, somebody is looking for just for a knowledge, or somebody is looking for an authorized vendor, want to share with their client, right? There are the many consultant gig worker who are doing all these services, right? So this is not actually the sales pitch, but this is more of the requirement of the HR community and also the requirement of our solution provider. Most of the time, HR people look out, okay, whom do I contact in, for example, Absolute People Screen, Karma, Sharp, Aparajita. The worst part is they don't get a direct contact. By the time they reach out to the right person, requirement may be old, right? Okay,
Yeah.
there's a common scenario everywhere, right? So here is the platform. I would request all the presenter organization, if your team is there, they can keep posting their contact detail with the right spot, so that those who have joined, I can see more than 100 people have joined. Those who have joined, in case they are looking for this kind of solution, they can easily reach out to you, right? Yeah, I will tell you how the program will go for next 2 hours. I request everybody to be there. So what is HR Shaper is 7 years old HR association, presence in everywhere, not only in India, outside also. 25,000 HR people, 50 location worldwide, global 25, in India 25. You can see as per the map, we are there everywhere. We did a global webinar with, leading global speaker like Dave Ulrich, Shiv Khera, Jason Everbook, CEO of Dragon Assessment, and these are some more. Yeah, I'm just picking up only few. Then I did a series on employee engagement when COVID started, so it was very well received. 50 HR leaders joined from 50 countries. They did share, what is the employee engagement. And then this was the series of the part one of HRMS. There were 25 HR vendor who were there last year. Another series I did run, how to have a HR summit, HR conclave, HR seminar in a new normal. So there were 25, HR association who did present how they wanted to run during COVID. This is the latest one which has happened last week, last to last week. It was, there were 20 vendors. Then world tour of HR Shaper was going on. I started with Africa, so there were countries like Kenya, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and the last country was Ghana. They participated very well. And these are other activity. Well-being, wellness series will go on. Employee experience series will go on. Then finale of 21 HR Shaper will happen. 2021 HR Shaper will happen in December, like we did it last year. And another very exciting awareness session will happen in month of November. Beside this, uh, next to next week there is a USA HR Shaper session. I will share the link. You all can join. This is what has happened last year in 2020 finale of HR Shaper. I did cover almost 9 countries, 20 location on one date, one time, on one topic. This is going to happen on mid of December 2021. If anybody is interested as a as a partnership sponsor, most welcome. Visibility is huge. This was wellness and well-being series. The last global webinar, we had a speaker from USA, Peter Kepley is very well known. Okay, so here we are. Welcome everybody once again for HR compliances and BGV awareness session. How the session will go on, let me share now. Okay, so we have time till 4:30. Right now it's 2:37. I will take another 1 or 2 minutes, then hand over to first presenter. Okay, so we are here. Welcome intro is going on. The first session will be from Anil Dhar, Earthbridge, and then second session. Okay, each solution provider will have 10 minutes to share the insight, what they want to talk, what they want to share with our community people, what the USP have, what is something different. They have different something different from others. Okay, I will request everybody to follow 10 minutes of the time. Okay, it's a super speed dating session with all the vendors. Okay, then after Earthbridge, we will go to Absolute People Screen. That is the second session. So three solution provider from BGV, then three from HR compliances, then so likewise sequence will go on. Okay, so first three Earthbridge, Absolute People Screen, on grid. Then we'll go to HR compliances, Aparajita, Karma, Sharp. We'll come back to then BGV, IDFI, IDFY, HX Global, then ESS, and then last two will be from HR compliances, Talent Pro and HGC. Within the 10 minutes, keep your introduction very short. Okay, your team, if your team is there, please share, as I said, contact detail of your organization so that those who are looking for these services, they can easily reach out. Yeah. Uh, so here is the last screen. Okay, so welcome everyone. I will take the name Satish Kumar joining from Talent Pro, Rakesh Varan Ram joining from Aparajita, Vinod Dulov, dear friend from Sharp, Pratik Vedya, dear friend from Karma Management, Yuvan John joining from HGC, Ananya Banik joining from Absolute People Screen, Kishlai Singh joining from ESS, Anil Dhar joining from Earthbridge, Piyush Peshwani joining from OnGrid, Prashant Desai from IDFY, and Sharad Kumar joining from HX Global. Okay, there is hardly any chances that attrition would be there. when such kind of session is happening. Okay, great. Okay, so 2:39, we are dot on time. I will request keep 10 minutes, whatever 10 minutes given to you. Okay, so here we start. I request all the attendees to share their name, they are joining from which organization, so we get to know, because this is the webinar mode where you can see, but we cannot know unless we get to know, okay, you are joining from which company. Please write down your name and company. Okay, all the presenter spoke can keep sharing your detail on the chat box so that HR people who need the services, they can pick up the information. Okay, so I hand over to the first presenter, Mr. Ajay Dhar. Sir, welcome to you. Over to you. 10 minutes start from here.
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you very much. And, happy Dhanteras to everyone. I'll just quickly take you through a few slides before we open the session for question and answer. I'll just share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So we are a 16-year-old company. We are the largest authentication company delivering cutting-edge technology and alternate data analysis for for identity management, onboarding, verification, and business intelligence. We are headquartered in Gurugram, founded in 2005, and delivering services across 30 plus sectors, 1500 plus clients, 11 unicorn clients, 1500 plus employee strength. We have delivery capabilities across 140 countries. We have close in excess of 1 billion plus proprietary database records available with us for verification, for identification, authentication. We deliver approximately close to 700,000 plus checks on a monthly basis, and would have delivered in excess of 15 million checks during our existence. So the basis on which we run this company is one is technology, the other is the databases. So we have a lot of proprietary technologies available with us, like image analytics, where we do image detection, document identification and validation, image extraction. We have capabilities in OCR, which is optical character recognition, which is reading data from by way of scanning a document, checking for any tampering or counterfeiting of the document. We have capabilities of name, address, and face match. We can do real-time name match, address match, and facial recognition through our proprietary technology available. We can do video lively detection, which is an automated program by way. It's similar to what generally banks do for video KYC. The other part of it, as I said, was databases. So we have in excess of 200 million litigation records available with us in our database, proprietary databases. We have 285 million education records available with us. We have 220 million voter ID records available with us. We have 61 million identity records available with us, and so on. So there are these numbers which are there for everybody to see. So most of these databases, what we have done is put them in a structured way for us to run algorithms, for us to run text analytics, indexing, self-learning, so that the entire authentication process becomes easy for anybody who wants to use these databases. So why Authbridge? What does the technology and the databases give us as a result and output? So we are able to process checks faster than anybody else. We work in a completely automated environment. We can integrate with HRMSs and other applications through web interfaces or API integrations. for seamless data transfer to us and back to the HRMSs or other applications. The entire workflows are customizable depending on the requirement of the clients or the requirement of the industry. We comply to ISO 9001 and ISO 27001 standards. We are also compliant to GDPR because primarily from a perspective that we serve a lot of our clients in the EU region. We leverage data through our proprietary databases, which is no longer available also in public domain. So as we have aggregated this data over a period of time, there are databases available with us or data points available with us, which are no longer available in public domain. We are a complete data-driven organization, ideal for any AI or ML applications. And with this, what we end up doing is that we are able to give you more of affordable solutions with faster turnaround times. These are some of the industries that we cater to, whether it's BFSI, on-demand economy, BPO, manufacturing, transport, retail. So almost present in all industry segments. These are some of the clients that we that work with us in the shared economy space: IT, ITES, healthcare, pharma, BFSI, and a few other organizations. From a product and solutions perspective, there are quite a few products that we have for the workforce solution segments, which is Ivories, which is our digital onboarding and verification platform. We have Footprints, which is the digital address verification platform. We have SignDrive, which is a digital document and e-signing solution. We have Staff Assure, which is blue collar onboarding and verification solution. We have AuthLead, which is a senior executive and key hire screening. And we have AuthExtend, which is a post-employment risk watch and screening. I think I will stop over here and leave the forum open for question and answers.
Okay, thanks Anil. That was so quick. Okay, I posted if there is any question, but yeah, I have one question, Anil. Considering in and outflow of especially services industries, it's not only IT, but there are various services industries. There are a lot of people joining and all, right? So okay, so how fast do you cater the or do you fulfill the requirement of because let's assume suddenly you get the requirement of 50 people, right? Okay, and then do you have very well defined system where okay, it can go to XYZ people within a team because of the industries? How your system ecosystem work? I'm asking more from the technology setup point of view.
So, as I said in my presentation also, that we are a tech-driven organization and we can integrate with a lot of applications which are being used by organizations from an employee onboarding perspective. So we can directly fetch data from those applications, do some of the checks in real time, and push the results back to the organization. So some of the checks like identity management or facial recognition or address verification when it is done through a digital way, or even employment verification when it is done through a digital way, and the criminal record checks, we can turn them around in 48 hours also for some of the clients. But that is primarily if you have an API integration or if you have a data coming to us in a seamless manner.
Okay, great. And I'm just looking at the watch. Last two questions. How big the volume you are handling right now, as far as one company is concerned or overall?
So I can tell you from a employee background verification perspective, if I look at the total volume, the total number of employees that we process in a month, it is in excess of 60,000 employees a month. And in fact, it's more than that. It's not even 60. It's more than that. We process approximately close to 2,500 to 3,000 employees on a daily basis. So if you look at it from a perspective of 22 or 23 working days, yeah, so it's approximately around 70,000 employees that we process on a monthly basis.
Okay. Okay, I'm getting question, Anil, you need to be very quick now. Okay,
Yes,
so
sure.
I'm clubbing 2, 3 question. Can it be integrated with success factor? Yes or no?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, great. That was asked by Saurabh. Okay, question asked by Ronald. Sometimes there is a lot of delay in education check. What is the measure to talent to taken to the fast track?
So if you go back to my presentation where we had mentioned that we have approximately close to 280 million education records available with us in our proprietary database, and this number keeps on increasing on a regular basis. So we are able to do close to 35% of our education verifications through our proprietary databases, and can turn them around in 48 hours.
Okay, great. What happened when there is no university? How do you do the check?
You can't help it. If the source is not available, you can't do anything.
Okay, are client okay with digital address check?
Absolutely everybody. First, from the time the pandemic set in, I think within a couple of months, most of our clients, when I said most of our clients, 99% of our clients had moved to digital address verification, and this was a great game changer for us.
Great, great. Thank you, Anil. Thank you so much. Okay,
Pleasure.
and please share your detail. If your team is there, ask them to share the detail. HR
Sure.
people can reach out to your organization. Thank you. In case
Absolutely.
your
Thanks.
busy schedule allow, please be there. Here our other presenter. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. From here I go to next presenter. That's Ananya Banik joining from Absolute People Screen. Welcome, Ananya. Over to you. 10 minutes start from now.
Hi, thank you, Ashish. It was glad hearing from Mr. Dhar. So I am very, very much pleased to be a part of this forum. Being a part of being, one of hearing from the leaders from the HR and the background verification fraternity. So I take care of the entire operations and the service delivery for Absolute People Screen Private Limited. And incorporated in 2010 with a vision to change and bring innovation to background verification processes. What Mr. Dhar has mentioned would be a very, very much you would be able to hear the similar kind of USPs in for Absolute People Screen as well. The industry is how it has been being very, very diverse, and yes, like how Mr. Dhar has mentioned, uh, there has been a lot of things changes from manual to digitalization. Things have been completely grown from the manual to an online processes during the pandemic. So the pandemic has brought a lot of changes in the background verification sectors, and we are as well trying to grow in the digital technology front as well. So I'll as well quickly share my screen, and a very quick presentation I would be presenting.
Uh, is it coming now?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So I'll just quickly mention about what is it all about. So we as well are into the background verification processes. We have been, our more majority of the expertise lies into the cross reference checks and into the education sectors. We have again a property database checks for databases of around like 3 million data, which helps us getting the results in a much shorter span. I think the presentation is stuck, so I'll just yeah, the presentation is unfortunately stuck.
You can voice over now.
I'm not able to get the presenting screen.
Can you check now?
I'm just checking.
Okay. Meanwhile, continue doing voiceover. Yeah, looking at the timing. Yeah.
Yes, correct. So we have a technology platform which we have, which is a complete homegrown technology platform. We have customized it as per the clients and customers requirement, and it also helps in it is a multilingual lingual platform wherein it helps the various candidates from across the region, because we are a regional background screening organization. So it helps the various candidates from various regions to declare their information into the platform, and with the help of OCR, like how Mr. Dhar mentioned. So with the help of OCR, we fetch the information directly from the candidate's application, and we help initiating the process of a background verification. So yeah, Ashish, it is not really working out. So I'll just be doing the talking, unfortunately. So the services that we provide are more or less into the basics that we have: the employment, the education checks, and the cross-reference verification, digital address verification, third degree reference checks. So we have the in-depth law enforcement databases as well, which we have integrated, which gives us a real-time data check for the identity and the various verification related to court record services, the adverse record services, and enforcement related compliance perspective, any the sanction list that we talk about. So we have been trying to basically put the processes from from an offline process to more into digitization, considering that the turnaround time plays a very important role. The focus for taking a background verification sometimes get diverse from looking around about the technology. The service provider completely forgets that it has to be the timeline and has to be the customer satisfaction. So we being into the customer centric approach, we try to basically get the verification as fast as possible, and in a unique digitization process. So that's where the technology that we have built, it helps in it has the OCR, it has a two-factor authentication, wherein when a candidate comes into the portal, when they basically declares the information, it allows to help with the security functionality with the two-factor authentication, which also has the capability to integrate with various HRMS systems. So this phase, there is no duplication of information, wherein the data paperwork, the paperwork which we get, the time takes away to getting the information from the HRs and from the candidates can be cut down, and it can be a real-time information, and we can start the process immediately. So that's where that's what we take care of. That's one of our USPs, and we have been serving majority of the banking, the financial sectors. Mostly our expertise also lies into the Middle East, the Gulf region, and the US region as well. So we cover up more or less the African countries and most of the Middle Eastern and the Gulf countries. Again, I'm just left with like 2 minutes, so I'm open for any questions, anything from the viewers and audiences.
Okay, so question to BGV agency coming for Ronald: does any company charge any fees to do any background check for ex-employee?
Yes, there are companies who charges verification, although the list is very far and few. But yes, with the growing technology, it has become a trend to unfortunately take the services to a different level and charge from clients, from customers or clients, yes. To avail that records.
So Ronald, answer is for BGV there is no employee or ex-employee. It's only candidate for them. They will charge whether you are 1 or 2 or whether you are X or not X. Okay, last question. Looking at the timing, I'm picking up when Anil was presenting. So
Ronald,
was there any? Yeah, Ronald asks. But my question now: was there any impact, Ananya, due to COVID in your business?
Yes, there were. In fact, there was a huge delay in terms of the education check, specifically because the education bodies were closed. There were no approach. They were on roster system. So a couple of months, there were things very slow. But still, things have been recovered. Universities who digitally or electronically process the verifications were fine enough to get the verification, where still universities and institutes who does not have the, who still follows the offline processes, there were challenges getting the verification. Some clients
Okay.
also want to verify the 10th and the 12th of students.
Great. One question posted by it's on the criminal check. Is the criminal search done on the regular basis or only limited to joining a company? It's based on the client requirement, which I know very well. BGV doesn't do it on the complimentary basis, right? Yeah. Okay. Next question: are you conducting any training on BGV? Usha is asking, any vendor solution provider conduct training on BGV? That's people can write in the chat box. Okay, Ronald asking, I have sent a BGV to an organization of an ex-employee. They have asked for a fees to validate the data to their ex-employee. Again, same. It's
Yes,
just
correct. So this is not about the BGV agency who is charging. Yes, there are companies who do charge the fees for releasing the verification. It is pretty much like how the university or institute charges.
okay.
Most welcome, Ronald.
One question coming from Sarang: if a candidate employment is stuck, does HR need to follow up with the BGV team, or BGV team will follow up with HR?
Is there any new approach where VGVTs are reduced education tech? Yes, there is, and like pretty much a while back, Mr. Dhar has mentioned. So the technology is changing, the processes are changing. It is now getting into more digitization, where the verification can be done with the real fast time and real time basis than the traditional process of getting the verification.
Thanks, Ananya. Thank you so much. That was really great interaction. I'm sorry your PPT didn't
I am very
work.
sorry
Okay,
about that, but
but
thank you.
please ask your team to share the detail. Okay, they can pick it up. Those who wanted to
Definitely,
connect.
sure.
Okay, from here I go to Mr. Piyush Peshwani is joining from OnGrid. He is the co-founder. If I'm not wrong, Piyush, right? Introduce yourself.
Thank you, Ashish. Very good afternoon to everyone. Very good afternoon, Ananya.
Hi.
Good day, everyone. Glad to be here and wish you all a very happy Dhanteras.
Thank you.
Since we are short on time, without any further ado, I'll just share my screen.
Yes, it's appearing. It's there.
Okay. I hope my screen is visible.
Very much, Piyush. Carry on.
Great. So we are OnGrid. We are a digital trust platform. In simple words, what we do is we help organizations enable trust, enable accountability. I'll be talking about future of background checks, verifications, and overall compliance and trust establishment. We know the usual, how things happen in a usual manner, right? We have been doing that since the last 6 years when we started. We have done more than 15 million checks across 1,000 plus clients, and we offer more than 30 checks. People keep asking which are the most common checks. So the most common checks that are run for blue collar and white collar professionals, employees are different, but identity records, criminal records, address records are very common in blue collar professionals. Highest education, previous employments, professional reference checks are very common for white collar professionals. And for some senior executives, you global database checks, negative media checks are also, credit checks are also done. We work across various sectors, be it software, IT, BFSI, healthcare, retail, logistics. Most of our clients are employers or HR leaders, where traditionally you are verifying employees, but there are marketplaces where service professionals are working, or sharing economy platforms where platform partners work, like for example, cab drivers. We also verify them. And for some BFSI clients, we also verify the agents, merchants, clients. Background verification, the whole landscape is changing because the shift is happening from services to platform. And when I say a platform, it means that things are becoming faster and instant. Like for example, verification APIs are available, which can be integrated with HRMS platforms. The processes are getting automated in a platform so that you avoid any manual errors. Automated messaging is happening, which means that when candidate is supposed to register, reminders and messages can go to the candidates. If some information is not there or some document is not there, which is called insufficiency, automated messaging can happen there as well. searching and matching algorithms are getting built, and reporting and BI for various types of customized reports. What you want to see, who wants to see that, all that is fast changing. On top of this core infrastructure, our platform offers these proprietary technology components. I have listed the most common checks, but like I said, there are more than 30 checks. And to our clients, there are APIs available, mobile interfaces, and web portal, which makes it fairly seamless for businesses to start doing background verification of their new joiners. Digital platforms, what they are changing is that things are becoming as simple as an HR team inviting a new joiner to register. The new joiner registers and goes through a process of uploading the data, documents, and consent, and it can be customized and tailor-made depending on the organization's needs. And then we take care of running the checks and with automated reminders and real-time visibility dashboards, etc. So the HR team can just trigger by sending an email invite. It's as simple as going to the portal, putting an email of the new joiner, and the rest of it is taken care of. When we were a startup in 2016, some of you would have heard of Your Story TechSparks, which is India's biggest startup event. For our technology, which basically enabled high user experience, higher efficacy in terms of completion rates, operational efficiency, and turnaround time, we were rated as one of the top 3 startups of the country out of more than 3,000 applicants. We are a member of NASSCOM, recognized by DIPP, Government of India, and ISO certified. What is changing? I just want to show with the help of an example. You must have heard of KYC, but I want to introduce this concept called KYP, which means that traditionally when you used to do ID verification, it used to take 1 day or 3 days. But sometimes, the ID establishment can be weak, date of birth may be incorrect, which can result into EPFO registration failures, salary credit failures because of etc., and other compliance issues. But what you can do now is you can integrate the APIs into your HRM or onboarding system, and which can make ID verification such as Aadhaar enablement or Aadhaar verification instant. You can also do PAN verification instantly, do a face match, OCR, and all this is happening real time as soon as the new joiner joins. Bank account verification becomes important because end of month you don't want any poor experience because there was a salary credit failure because of, say, an inactive bank account. So you can do that instantly as well. If you have a need for hiring, say, warehouse staff, delivery boys, cab drivers, you can do DL verification instantly. These are all illustrative screens. You can build these own screens using our APIs. They are very simple to integrate. If you want to do a vehicle registration verification, you can easily do that. So this is what is changing. APIs are changing the way background checks are done, and they are reducing the turnaround time, increasing the efficacy, and reducing the cost of verifications. These are some of the APIs, commonly used APIs: ID verification APIs, document OCR, face match, bank account verification. Employment checks can actually take a lot of time, but what we offer are APIs that can make employment verification instant. Credit check, vehicle RC, I talked about it. Now, from a compliance standpoint, Aadhaar UN or Aadhaar PAN linking check is something that can be relevant. Most employers today are contemplating whether to call everybody to offices back or not. We offer an API for COVID vaccine status verification. Employee can just go on a link, upload, put a OTP as on the COVID registered mobile, and the HR team can come get a list of all the people who which vaccination they have taken, how many doses, etc. So there is a lot of innovation that is happening in terms of how fast the background checks can be done and how easy it can be experienced, both for the HR user as well as for the employee, while maintaining some compliances such as privacy and security. The other example that I wanted to give was employment verification, which typically you would have seen a report like this where employment verification, there is a given information and then there is information that is verified. And sometimes it can take as long as 1 week to 3 weeks to do an employment verification. In this day and age, our mission at OnGrid is to make sure that information is available on the grid, which can be used for instantly verifying the employment records, so that there is no long-winded coordination that is required. Plus, since it's digital instant, we essentially enable the people to control their data, get the privacy in their own hands, and with their choice, share with a new employer or a service provider. How this can happen, I mean, in the interest of time, I will not go into the details, but I encourage you to write to partner@ongrid.in, and we will help you understand how the turnaround time can be reduced and how other metrics can be in place. So I'll stop here, and if there is time, Ashish, I can take some questions.
Yes, Piyush, thank you so much. That was so quick. Okay, so people have posted the question. Let me pick up some of them for you. How are you maintaining TAT for education check, as most of the institute don't reply and employer are pushed by the client to close check mostly in 3-4 days?
Yeah. So see, one of the things, as it was mentioned earlier also, that whenever we have somebody's education record previously verified, which we call as proprietary information available, that can happen faster and instantly. But in cases where the record is not there, there is a lot of innovation which is happening. For example, education records are going on portals like digital lockers, right? So we have integrations with those kind of lockers. For every university or institute, we understand their process, and our platform integrates with that process. I'm not saying that overnight education record verification will become instant across all candidates. The answer is no. But over a period of time, definitely in the next 2 to 3 years, I do not see this whole 2 to 3 week turnaround time. It's going to definitely happen instantly, and we are building infrastructure to enable that.
Okay, great. I will take another question. Okay, I did cover this one. Are you providing data security of the candidate?
Yeah. So data security, the business that we are in, which is essentially we deal with a lot of data. Data security is of paramount importance. We have checks and balances to ensure security. For example, encryption, role-based access, controlled access, etc. Consent is very, very important to us. Without consent, we actually don't do background checks. And the whole idea is that keep at it, keep evolving as the security trends change. We are happy that in the last 6 years we have not had a single incident of any data breach or any data issue, and we just want to keep that record.
Great, thank you, Piyush. Thanks. That was nice presentation and great information sharing by you. I request those who are done, there are a lot of query on the BGV. I request, you guys also to respond, team from, on grade, and then absolutely people screen, and if Anil team is there. Yeah, a lot of query coming from our enthusiastic HR people. Thank you. I go to the next presenter. So this was the first round of BGV. Let me start with now HR compliances, the first round. Okay, we'll have 3 presenter, Aparajita, Karma, and Shop, HRD services. So let me start with Aparajita, and here is the gentleman joining, Mr. Rakeshwaran Ram. Over to you, sir. Next 10 minutes. Yeah.
All right. So is my screen visible?
Very much.
Okay, great. Hi. So my name is Rakesh. I represent the Prajata Corporate Services Private Limited. So just getting to start. So we are a compliances consultant organization. We started off in Madurai, which is a tier 2 city in Tamil Nadu. We have 21 years of experience today. So simply put, I'm a compliance consultant where I partner with your organization to ensure your labor compliances are in place. When I talk about labor compliances, I'm talking about your PF, your ESI, your minimum wage code issues, notice handling, inspection authorities, licensing. So all this can be handled by Prajita. So the way we function is that I take records from you, or you would share us on a fixed template your payroll and your attendance data that gets converted into multiple registers and returns. We have an in-house AI system which is capable of converting a simple Excel sheet into multiple records and registers across the country. So having said this, today I have 1,300 core employees working for us. I'm a pan-India organization. I'm a true pan-India company. I don't share my services to any local vendor or a sub-player. The entire information is always used by Aparajita. So the safety and security of my client is always entrusted. And I have, as of now, I handle close to 500 plus factory related compliances and 40,000 establishments across the country. Now, this is the live data. Okay. So I do this with 1,400 unique clients. So you're talking about MRF, you're talking about Apollo, Microsoft, Oracle, Facebook, they're all my clients today with regards to labor compliances. Now, this is what we've been doing for the last 16, 17 years. Now, 3-4 years back, we felt there's a lot of shift happening in the market. So before getting into the shift of the market, these are the very quick advantages which we have. I have an in-house team. I have a core expert team who talks and breathes only on knowledge. So I have a very dedicated team who understands how compliance has been evolving over a point of time, what new amendments are happening, what changes are happening, and how will that affect my clients. So if any of your participants are having trouble with regards to code or wages, you are rest assured that once you become a client with Aparajita, all these issues or all these points were all addressed 6 or 7 months before to my clients. So everybody were aware that this is going to come and this is what going to affect and how the clients need to be prepared to face the new code on wages. Okay. So coming back to the topic. Now, I said 16 years back, there's a shift happening and we realized that this shift is going to come, and that's how we created a compliance software product. Now, this is a software tool. This is a web-based platform. It's a SaaS as a service where the software will handle the compliances of my clients. Basically, put in the software called Comfy will keep telling you what to do, how to do, and when to do. So with the software in picture, what we have decided, what we've done is that there are multiple domains in which the software can handle. I'm talking about labor, employment, I'm talking about environmental health and fiscal, corporate, commercial. So whatever compliance is required for your organization, it can be under the IT Act, it can be under the admin, or if you're a hospital who drug license is required, it doesn't matter. Every bit of compliances which is applicable for your organization will be configured with the software and be available to you. Okay, so with that, the software is much capable. It has a knowledge in-house. It has a team. It has a maker-checker concept. It has errors which will throw up. It has a reminder system. It can be downloaded. It's available on mobile, both Android and iOS. And this is how the software has been built upon. So this is a quick demo of this quick introduction about the product. And with that, I will take down the questions as of now. So any questions, please feel free to ask. Ashish, I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you. I'm not able to hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
Okay, so that was so quick, Ram. Thank you so much. I remember a lot of information as a newsletter. You are giving to industries. That's what we can never miss the newsletter which is coming from Aparajita. Okay,
Sure.
I will ask off the track question, but it is relevant very much for our HR community. When do you see this new labor code or whichever is a code we are naming it, okay, will be implemented? It was supposed to be implemented mid of this year.
Correct. See, our tentative guess from our side is approximately the mid of next year as well, because the approval from state governments is still pending from the central. So this might take some time. Our guess is somewhere between March, April of 2022 is where we can expect this labor code coming into play.
Okay, and do you see that every company need to do the changes in the salary structure looking at the new employment code?
They don't have to get into the change of the structure, but it is always advisable to have a look because there are a lot of amendments just happened and the company need to be compliant from the day it gets announced. So probably let's assume if it's from 1st of April, then yes. So it is always better that they take 2-3 months in advance. They get used to the new structure, at least verify the structure which they currently have and compare it with the new proposed law code and then be prepared for it is what we suggest.
So you are showing that the software name is
Comfy.
Okay.
Yes.
Comfy. So how secure it is in terms of data?
Okay, so we've partnered with Amazon. That's how our structure is. It's completely a cloud-based software. Every information which you upload or available there is completely secure. So we have 3 data centers within India to store data, and parallelly every overnight this data gets uploaded into the Amazon Web Service, which is AWS, which is a global company with regards to software services. So that's where this data gets stored. So this data is in one way can be used by any person any given point of time. So an executive in Chennai might be uploading a data, the approver might be sitting in Delhi, and the global head can be in Singapore or in Dubai who can verify or can cross-check whether the data upload is right or wrong. So that's how this integrations happened.
Great. Okay, I will ask one more question, two more question. Okay,
Yes, please.
Mr. Rowan is asking, with compliances outsourced, do we still need to in-house compliances person, or it can seamlessly managed by outsourced company? Do you think agency like you or those who are there as a presenter, can they handle end-to-end compliances?
Yes, that's what I've been, promoting. We are there to handle the. So kindly look at us as an extended arm of HR team. I'm not just a third person who's going to just come and tell you this is done, this is not done. I'm going to do it for you, and that's where the advantage of Aparajita comes into play. Of course, we would need a certain bit of information from the organization, like their payroll data, their attendance data, some cross verification. But over and above that, the entire activity is my responsibility. So when you partner with Aparajita, I come and tell you this is what needs to be done, this is how it needs to be done, and moreover, we would do it for you.
Okay, okay. Last question, do you like to share, if not share, do you like to tell us, what module and add-on are available in Comply?
In Comfy, see, apart from just providing you the compliances, we also have multiple add-ons, which is called Comfy Litigation, which is actually a tool where you can handle your court cases. This is a very simple notice to a Supreme Court order. It can be tracked through Comfy Litigation. We have something called as a Comfy Vendor. So there are multiple contractors working in a premise, right? So it is very prudent and important that you audit them every month before you release an invoice. So we have a module called Comfy Vendor, which is an in-house built-in software where Aparajita can audit the contractors, give them a certification, and also include their invoices in the certification. So only if they get the certification clear or green from Aparajita, they would be in a position to claim your invoices. So that's how integrated the tool is. It's all an automated process. Then we have Comfy Law, which is actually a global repository of labor compliances. So if you want to search for minimum wages, if you want to understand what is the new format, just log into Comfy Law. I will probably put that on the chat box as well. You can log into Comfy Law. It'll give you an ocean of knowledge on how compliance needs to be done and what are the changes which is happening in the market as well.
Okay, great. I will ask the last question now. This
Yes.
is more to do with how do you get to know the, or how Aparajita can support the recent changes in the laws, amendment, license. Actually, how do you get to know there are some changes happening unless it comes in the newspaper?
No. See, that's what we have an advantage. I have a dedicated team in my corporate office, a 25-member team, where their only role is to understand what all is going to come, what can we expect, what new changes are going to happen, and then understanding what has happened. Then we will go ahead with our clients, tell them that this has happened for you, this is going to happen for you. Please be prepared. Let's start working on it. So we have a team who's dedicated to understand what changes is happening in the market, what amendments is going to come. Plus, with regards to licenses, I have my own team. As I said, I have 1,400 core team who's on the ground, who talks to authorities on a day-on-day basis to support in getting their licenses. So we start with application form filling, submitting to the authority, getting the acknowledgement, following up, chasing up the authority, and then getting the licenses. So this is what we do.
Thank you. Great. Thanks, Rakesh. Can you please stop sharing?
Thank you so much.
That was
Nice talking
great.
to you all.
Okay, so that was Rakesh from Aparajita. Please ask your team to share the detail. Can I request the next presenter? Now, next presenter is none other than, none other than dear friend Pratik Vidya, whom I know since last 15 to 20 years. Pratik, are you there? Can I see you? Yes, he is there.
Yes, I'm there. Yeah, hi,
Yes.
everyone. There is, like, in fact, I'm somewhere out of town, but my team is also there. So just let me know if I'm not audible. My team, head of operations, will take it over. Okay, so I introduce myself as Karma Management Consultants, Global Consulting Solutions CVO, that is Chief Vision Officer, and Managing Director. Been there in this business since the last 16 years and have a legacy of more than 40 years. That's where I want to. Before I just start off, I just want a quick small video introduction. So Adrian, can you just start the video, please?
Okay, if you are choosing, then choose the audio tick mark also while selecting, while sharing. Otherwise, it won't come. Pratik, is team doing that?
Yeah, I think leave it, Adrian. If not, then we'll just continue with that. So
Okay.
just meanwhile, you figure out. Let's go to the next slide, Adrian. So what do you guys see here?
I can see the PPT slide, which is written Karma video.
Video is not playing. Kush, can you check?
No, that's fine. I think we should proceed on the positive time. Yeah. Can you expand this presentation, please?
Yes.
So what do you guys see here?
If you are giving me some goodie, I can tell you it's written unbroken way compliances.
Yes. So
Okay, let's start. Let's start.
Okay. So we simplify with the help of tech at affordable rates. Very important is that today's compliance is just not about transaction, but all about advisory in the right time. And every organization seeks to have the information at the right time, be it the normal transactions of compliances or payroll compliances or establishment, right from not only producing registers, records, returns with the AI-enabled and the RPA-based tool to filing returns online itself, to the government portal, which is also done by the tool itself. You don't have to log in yourself to the tool, and that's where we come through. Let me just take you to about us. So we want to ensure that next 5 years, we are a global consulting organization. We already are present in few countries, but we want to have a truly global presence. I'm very, very clear about our customer experience. That's where the differentiation is all about. What is the experience you give to the customers? So we have more than 1,000, lifetime clients, and many of the clients are more than a decade old. That speaks about the customer experience which is there. Sharing knowledge as a thought leadership, you already know that we have done a lot of WhatsApp webinars earlier in HR Shapers itself. More than 700, 800 participants were there. And I truly believe in knowledge sharing myself because I'm very passionate about compliances. And what I'm also passionate about is the technology which we bring into the table. So I have both compliance and technology to this. This is our values. That is right from slides, which I call about simplification, legacy, innovation, collaboration, and leads to excellence. Next, please. So this is our global footprint already. So not only India, but we are able to do HR and compliances across, Asia Pacific. We have set up in Philippines. We have UAE. We have opened office in US in Delaware. We have an office in London, and we are soon starting office in Toronto, Canada. Because we have seen that a lot of clients which we have, they are multinational clients and they don't want the HR and compliance only in India, but they want in other geographies. So we are supporting them from Nepal, Bangladesh, Thailand, Sri Lanka, all those things as well, while we are doing only in India as well. So that's where I want to do it. I would want to invite Adrian here right now, who will be taking you through the products and then followed by Ramesh. Over to you, Adrian. Adrian, I think you must be.
I was on mute. Hi everyone, Adrian here. I manage operations for Karma, and just wanted to introduce two of our tools that we use. These are two of the tools that are like, I won't say it's first in the industry, but it's like a landmark innovation that Karma has introduced. The first tool that we have is VChecked, and as I've given you all a screenshot of the dashboard that we have. So this VCheck is a tool that we use for vendor compliance and establishment compliances. And as we can all see that we have a digital dashboard and we have a lot of other features within the tool, which we'll come to. I'll just take you all through the important points one by one. Sure. Just a second.
Yes, Adrenaline, continue. In case you are saying something, please continue.
Actually, my system is stuck. I can see it moving from my end, but
We can see it. It's coming.
We can see that.
okay. So the first point is complete vendor compliances. The second one is we have a robust UAM. By UAM, we mean user access management. And the third point is we have this entire system is totally artificial. It has artificial intelligence and machine learning, wherein what happens is all the docs and all the data that is there on the system is actually is read and it is processed by the system itself. And when I say artificial intelligence, we also have an RPA system in place embedded in the system, which actually picks up all the data that is uploaded on the system and then it posts it onto the relevant fields that are there. The next point is we have an automated trigger and reporting system. By automated trigger, I mean, let's just say if audit has been scheduled, what happens is the system itself sends a trigger to all the users, to the vendor and to the client. And then the vendor also knows that, okay, my audit has been scheduled and I have X number of days to actually upload all the audits. The client is also aware that the audits have been scheduled and they will then ensure that the vendor participate in the audits. And once the audit is done, these reports are then displayed on the system. And anyone from anywhere in the world can actually just log in and access all of these reports from the tool itself. And this is possible because we have a cloud-based repository system for all our audit work that is done. And we have a very robust audit trail mechanism in the system. So when right from the point of the date of upload of documents, right to the point wherein the audit has been completed and reports have been published. And one of our USPs is actually because we have automated so much of our process, we have actually managed to bring down the cost as compared to a lot of our competitors. And this is one of the USPs that we would like to highlight. So coming to our next system, which is vProcess, I'll just take you through a couple of the features that are there for other system. As we can see that this is a tool which is a comprehensive tool for automation of all our payroll compliances, registers and returns. So in this tool, what we've done is we've completely automated our remittance portion of the process. So right from the point, let's just say if you have to create a UAN, what the client does is the client gives us data of new joinees. And once we upload it onto the system, what the system does is take the relevant information, logs onto the portal. Of course, we have a mechanism wherein we store the username and password, and then we have to actually just say that I am not a robot. And after that, what happens? It just copies and pastes all the data onto the portal, and a UAN is generated. So we all know that for PF, it is a upload mechanism, but for ESIC, this RPA does it one data at a time because that's the way the system has been set up. So we have that process in place where the data is taken from the Excel sheet and pasted onto the portal, and then the relevant information is generated. The relevant TIC information is generated.
Adrenaline, last 1 minute. So in case you want to continue or hand over to the new presenter.
Yeah. I just run through the other ones. So we have our automated R&R system wherein records and registers are automatically generated. This entire system is cost effective and has a lot of uniformity of information, wherein we know that every single state has its own register, and this is uniform right across all clients. Then we have this process also deals in end-to-end compliances. We have these trigger, the system also sends out monthly compliance calendars to all our clients, and they know what exactly needs to be done for that particular month. We have a cloud-based repository system as we have a lead process also. Since we are running out of time, I'll just at the end, if we have more time, I'll take the team through the system if we have some time left. But what I wanted to show you all was if I just put in raw data, what happens is records and registers are automatically created in the format based on the states. So we'll just skip that for now. But if anyone in the team wants to have a live demo, we'll be more than willing to take that and the questions later on.
Sure.
You can contact us.
Thank you, Adrenaline. I need to move to the next presentation now. Yeah.
Okay. So I we'll forward the slide to everyone. What we have is we have all our milestones, which is there in place. We do a lot of work. We just wanted to highlight that these are all the information regarding all the work that we do. And this is done by two of our systems. And these are credentials. And these are all our patrons, loyal patrons who've been with us for more than 10 years as of now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Please share your detail, and in case PPT is ready as an attachment, share in the chat box. Thank you, Adrenaline, Pratik, and the team. Okay, my dear super close friend is waiting now, Vinod. I know him since 1999, so older than most of you. Vinod, over to you. 10 minutes to start from now. Can you please start sharing Karma team? Okay, yes.
Yes, thank you, Ashish, for giving this opportunity. Basically, my name is Vinod Dulap. I'm a CMD of Sharp Group. As a company, we have a 21 years old. We do all the compliances, basically, factory compliances, establishment compliances. Also, we conduct the certification courses on the labor law, basically. We have been associated with Chetna Management, Parle Tilak Management with that. So that joint certification, we conduct the small courses for the HR fresher people and all to understand the practical knowledge about the compliances. So we help them basically. And apart from register maintaining, we do gratuity trust deed, also POSH compliances. As a Sharp Foundation, we have an NGO also. So we used to give the member also as a through our foundations basically. And since we have a 21 years experience, so we use a tested solution basically. And we provide these services to multinational company, Indian companies also, and also government companies. So that is a big achievement for us also. So we have an office at Mumbai, Thane, Delhi, Chandigarh, and Madras also. So we do a pan-India compliances, and we are easily approachable people for handling the local authorities as well as the HR communities. Yeah. And yeah, that's all. This is my brief about the company. Yes, Ashish.
Okay, so Vinod, so let me ask you, do you cater to mainly blue collar or white collar?
Yeah, blue collars as well as the white collars also. The international compliance is also about the PF and all. We do everything. And apart from that, we do the we give the small solution to the company basically through micro Excels and all. A small program or small software, through that they can solve their issues basically. So we give the technological support to them also.
Okay, great.
People in our organizations.
And so why do you think you are different from others?
So we basically we are a local compliance company and also easily connected, we give the tested solution basically, immediate solution on the problem basically. And our people are very aggressively basically in the part of working as well as the turnaround time. So these are the USP we have.
How big is your team? How many people work for you?
We have around 150 employees in our team basically. So there are the certain different departments and different categories sort of people are there. Apart from that, we have a team of professional peoples. We have a advocates or senior consultants, retired people or retired from the government offices also. So through that, we used to give the tested solution to the corporate companies.
Great, great. One question which I wanted to ask to all the provider: who do you also do the audit? Not you, but who does your audit?
My audit. So we have.
So my question is, in the company compliances audit happens, right? And it
Yeah.
is done by people like you and others, right? Who does
Yeah.
your audit?
Yes.
Myself only. As a see, my background is consultant.
Okay.
Good one,
Okay. So
Ashish.
that's guys food for a thought. That who does your audit? Food for a thought.
My audit is done with consultation with board members like Sandeep Puri and even from ENY and Mazars.
Okay. Okay.
That's what Karma Management
so-
has the auditors of it.
Yeah.
The advisors are there on board.
Yeah. So that you need to hire some outside that so they understand your system is robust or not. How do you
Correct.
provide much data security? The ecosystem is strong or not? So likewise. Okay. Great, Vinod. Thank you so much. Yeah, please be there. Share your contact detail. Okay. From here.
More questions I want to answer that. Most of the people are talking about the wage code will be there when going to implement. So my idea is that when the UP election is over, after that the wage code will be implemented.
Thank you, Vinod. Great. Okay, so
Wonderful, Vinod.
thank
It
you
was
so
good
much.
insight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so from here I got the I'm going to next presenter, and that's none other than Prashant Desai, joining all the way from IDFY. Prashant, introduce yourself. 10 minutes start from now. Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Prashant Desai and I represent IDFY. We are a firm which is into background verification, and more importantly, the punchline what we carry is unlocking the real, and which cuts across a lot of other domains too. But today, while I'm presenting, I'll be presenting on only background verification as a point. Most of the points I think on the BGV perspective have been already covered by most of the BGV partners. So I'll just cover a little bit different angle to this. Maybe I think what has happened during this, what has changed, how things have changed in the BGV industry. What are the key problems? What are the key problems which the industry is facing? Those are the kind of things which I'm going to touch upon. So what are we talking about is verify onboard, our punchline is verify onboard Jenny people without delays and errors. And what are we talking about is background verification and document collection solutions. I think while everyone touched upon background verification, document collection maybe becomes a very important thing in this entire gamut of services. If the document collection is not done properly, that gets into a different problem altogether. So just going to the next slide. What are the major challenges what we faced in 2021 was hiring and onboarding remotely without process breakdowns. I think this was a problem which everyone faced. Delayed background verifications leading to costly errors. That was something which we faced. Post-offer candidate drop-offs due to cumbersome process. I think this is something which was very common. We are trying to address those problems. So that's something which we are going to talk upon. And managing walk-ins and onboarding centers for mass hiring, and how it can be done and how it can be managed remotely. So these are the points which are the major onboarding challenges which we thought about. How do we do it? Like what exactly is happening? We do, our solutions help onboard people faster and safer. What I mean by that is onboard remotely using digital platforms, complete your BGV checks. The second thing which maybe, which is most important is having maybe a good to hire report, which is required very quickly before you hire a person. Can it be done? Yes, it can be done. How it can be done is something which we have different kind of solutions, wherein the basic checks, maybe the superficial checks can be done and deeper checks can be done at the later stage. The other part which we do is getting a good experience to the candidate. How that good experience happens is something which I will show you a small video, and that's something which will be able to take it up. And the last part is improve onboarding center and walk-in efficiency using digital process and documentation solutions. So that's something which we bring in as a solution to this. How do we use these solutions in combination is how do we work is either giving background verification solutions or a managed services solution, which is background verification, including document collection, or it can be having solutions which are only document collection solutions. While all these three solutions can be clubbed, and I can show you, but what I will try to show you now is maybe what is a document collection solution, which is the most important one, while which gets across to all the teams and people face challenges. Today, a candidate submits documents at various facets before joining, during the time of joining, which is maybe original seen and verified. And then the last part is during the BGV. A small video about how this happens. Here it goes. Just let me know. So this was a short video which we tried to showcase maybe what are the document collection solutions, what we are talking about. When we are doing this, traditionally, you must have heard these terminologies of, hello?
Yeah, carry on, Prashant.
I think you must have heard this terminologies of people, process, and technology. We use it in a complete reverse manner, putting technology at the forefront, processes at the second front, and people definitely, which is required. What do we mean by that is having an enterprise grade platform for which is scalable and expandable. Use the problem solving approach, managed services outcome, which is based upon engagement. Different customers have different processes managing that. And more importantly, ability to process any document with guaranteed outcomes. That's something which I would like to bring upon. I'll take a stop here and open for questions.
Okay, great, Prashant. Thank you so much. Can you stop sharing now?
Just give me a second. Yeah.
Yeah, Prashant. So, common issue in the BGV is the TAT. What
That's correct.
Your TAT is something different than the industry, or what? What's your views?
I think TAT remains the same. Only thing is the way we do it, the way we handle these particular questions is more important. TAT is a subjective word. More importantly, when it comes from, there are certain timelines which are required, those are required. But having said that, there are alternative ways of doing different kind of verifications. And we call it validation followed by verification. That can be something which can be done. And we can talk about it at length. Maybe I think when people come up, I'll be able to share those details. My team will be able to share those details.
How big the volume you are managing in a month or in a company wise? How big is the headcount you are managing?
You're talking about headcounts in my team, or you're talking about the overall volumes which I'm handling right now?
Okay, so that you can also share the headcount of your organization. That's first question. Second question, how big is the volume you are managing overall in a month? Third question, which is related to that, how big volume of one organization you are managing in terms of the headcount?
Okay, so if you talk about, we are doing approximately around 40 to 50,000 checks per month. More importantly, we are a 400-member organization right now. Most of them are tech, a lean organization on operational perspective. As I just said a while back, we emphasize more on tech first, processes second, and people at the last. So that's the reason my tech organization is bigger. As far as customers goes, I think I have customers which are giving me volumes in the range of maybe 10,000 per month also, and even as low as maybe 500 per month also.
So Prashant, if there is no attrition in the industries, do you think your business will be affected?
Maybe a yes and a no, because I think it entirely depends upon what are the kind of solutions which are bringing into the market. It's not just about background verifications. As I said, it is just going ahead of that. And if you see, we are talking about document validations. We are also talking about collecting the documents first time right, getting the candidate experience right, getting the HR experience right. I think those are the most important parameters which will drive the future of this business.
How many company go for a campus recruit the fresher? Is anyone doing that?
Yes, I think the ITS companies are going for more of the fresher recruits. And having said that, the new age, the new age companies which are coming up, those are going in for these kind of fresher recruits right now.
So I go to the campus, Prashant. I am campus recruitment head. I go to hire from IIMs and IITs. I know they are student of XYZ institute. Will I still go for a background check?
I'll just use one word there. I think traditionally, if you must have seen, people used to hire because I know someone, so hire with trust. But if you have to really fall into the bracket of compliance, I always say one word, trust, but please verify.
Okay, that's very good. The end statement, trust but verify. It's applicable to everybody in
everything,
everywhere, right?
Everywhere, absolutely.
And it is more applicable when you do the business. Very good,
absolutely.
Prashant. Thank you so much. Please be there. Share your contact detail. People can connect with you.
Sure.
Okay. I go to the next presenter, and that's none other than Mr. Sharad K. Sukumar. He's joining all the way from HX Global. Hey Sharad, what's up? Over to you.
Hi Ashish, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I will straight away start off with my PowerPoint slide. Can you see my screen, Ashish? Okay, great, fine. So I'll just give a short background about HX. We are a US-based company with its Indian head office in Chennai. The US head office is in Riverdale, California. And we have a regional office in Hyderabad. It's a 30-seater office. As far as Chennai is concerned, we are more than 150. So we have more than 180 people on our rolls at the moment. And we formally registered our company in April of 2013. Though I would like to mention that we have been in existence even much before that, primarily because Verizon is a centralized US-based contract client. So any Verizon employee anywhere across the globe, they would be background checked. So this is just a small introduction about HX. And these are the certifications which we feel are very important in today's environment. First and foremost, the NSR certification. NSR, as you people might be aware, it's a background verification arm of NASSCOM. So we are NSR certified. We have actually moved one place up. We are the gold partner now. And we are also a member of the PBSA, which is a professional background screening association based in the US. And we are also member of the APAC chapter. And of course, ISO 9001, ISO 27001, that goes without saying for BGV companies, because only if you're ISO 27001, you can actually get those certifications like NSR and so on. So this is just a small snapshot of our US clients. As I told you, Verizon, the centralized US-based contract client. Any Verizon employee anywhere across the globe would be background checked by us. Another small snapshot of our Indian clients. So here you go. There are some clients. Tech Mahindra, one of our biggest clients. So what I wanted to talk about is our technology software, our verification tracking software. We have an IT team, and this technology has been inbuilt, and most of our clients are using it. It's designed to provide our clients with good visibility, and it has a lot of features. It's comprehensive, transparent, and you get a lot of automated reports. For example, in background verification, there is a concept called insufficiency. Basically, if a client initiates education verification, and for example, if the candidate or the client has not submitted the degree certificate or the final year mark sheet, there's an automated insufficiency email which is sent to the client, their POC. So there is no wastage of time in we trying send a email. It immediately goes with the click of a button. So again, it's can be integrated with any HR information systems. It facilitates candidate data entry, and it has been a huge success during this pandemic, especially when clients are not able. Candidates are working from home; they don't have a printer, so all this the way, because consent is very important, as one of the previous speakers said. So no background verification company will initiate a check if the consent of the candidate is not available. So the consent is also done online. So these are some of the USPs of A-Check. And I remember Ashish asking a particular vendor why should they go for this particular vendor. So we asked the same question to one of our biggest clients. So they have 5 vendors, so we asked them why do you give us more cases than the next vendor? So they said, you guys pick up the phone when we call you. So jokes apart. So that is what they're talking about with respect to responsiveness. I think that is our main USP. We have a dedicated account manager with 3 levels of escalation, and we also have this candidate calling facility. Obviously, our online verification tracking system is available 24/7, and we don't want to close a case as unable to verify. We try more than a level best to either close it as green, which is a clear case, or something like red, because we believe that an unable to verify case does not satisfy the client, because he's going to pay for it, and we are just going to say whether you're not able to verify it. Flexibility, strong pan-India network, due diligence, etc. And of course, during this pandemic, we have moved to a lot of digital checks, digital employment checks, digital address checks, a lot of criminal checks which are being digitized, and same is the case with ID checks. The unfortunate thing in India is that you don't have a system whereby you do education checks online. In UK, there is a portal called HEDD where you just go onto the portal, pay a small fee through credit card, and then you get the report in less than 7 days. In US, there is another portal where you do the same process, and almost 50% of the cases have a TAT of 1 day. But here, that system is unfortunately available, and education, we are left at the mercy of universities and education institutes. So with that, I would like to end. Thanks, Ashish. Thanks again for your inviting me. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Sharad. Thank you. Can you stop sharing? So Sharad, in the field of BGV, and all the solution provider will agree with me. Company always try to give a business to more than one vendor in the BGV field, because they try to cross verify. That's one. If one is giving red report, they may go to the next, and more than 50% organization going to the another vendor to the cross verify. I have seen this practice, so that's why, I have seen one solution provider might have so many clients, and so many clients will be part of many solution provider also, right? It's a good business, no doubt, yes, but there are a lot of risk also and good opportunity. India is growing nation. A lot of people are living. As I said, if attrition is less, then there may be a less business in this field, right? It's nature of the process. Okay, great. Sharad, thank you so much. I'd like to ask one question to you. I still have 1 minute. Let me see if somebody has posted any question. Uh, what percentage of people go for a criminal check?
Almost everybody. Criminal check is one of the most important checks. See, most of our clientele are in the IT and ITES segment. So when someone has to get into a IT park or something like that, his criminal check needs to be clear. So as far as the domain in which we are in, the industry which we serve for, it's almost 100%.
Has anyone given the requirement to you or other BGV vendor? Okay, I want you guys to do the COVID certificate check also. No.
We have not got such requests.
Okay, never.
Yeah, there are so many fake ones
Yes,
coming in the market, right?
Ashish. Yes, Ashish, we do it for a lot of organizations.
Time will come, and I think like Ajay is saying, time will come when every second certificate need to be checked. You don't know.
Oh,
So
yeah,
just
definitely.
to give you an idea, so currently today we do approximately close to 3,000 certificates per day, validation of 3,000 certificates per day.
Yeah, great. Okay, so thank you, Sharad. Okay, please share your contact details so that HR people can reach out. Uh, Message to all delegates: please keep posting your questions so that those who are presenter they can respond through chat box. I go to the next presenter from here, and that's from ESS, Mr. Kishlai Singh. Over to you, sir. 10 minutes to start from now.
Yeah, hi everybody. This is Kisle Singh from Ekdanta Screening Solutions, known as ESS, and we are a 9-year-old organization. We started back in 2012 as a small firm that was a partnership. We have grown by leaps and bounds in the last 9 years, and yes, we are present in where we are a pan-India solution. So
Are you? Can somebody confirm? Are you able to hear Kishlai?
He will.
No, I think he's sounding robotic.
Kishlai, can you try without a microphone?
no, it's not audible. Is it audible?
Can you try without microphone, earphone?
Okay, let me try.
Just remove the earphone. It works most of the time. No, your audio is just checking your screen.
The voice is not audible.
No, Kishlai. No. No.
Just try switching off and switching on your mobile data, my dear. It should work.
I think with the earphone it should work.
Kishlai,
Is it okay now?
yeah. Please
Yes.
continue now. Let's see.
We can hear you actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
We can't hear.
Yeah. Am I audible now? I believe I am audible now to everyone. Good enough?
Yes.
Okay, great. So as I was saying, we are a 9-year-old company, and we started back in 2012, and we are presently is serving almost throughout the country, so almost all spectrum of clients. And we are presently, our services are being covered in 20 states. And we are providing not only background verification services, we are also providing due diligence, corporate investigation, skip tracing, which is related to banking investigation, and you can say asset investigation cases. That comes from asset reconstruction companies. So this is a fair, you can say, basic background. Team size is not too large, but yes, we are able to cover at least 500 checks per month. If I talk about specifically for background verification, that comes to somewhere around 2 to 300 employees every month. Part of that, we are doing back investigation, so that comes to somewhere around again 2 to 300 skip tracing as well as asset investigation cases. Now, in last 2 years, especially if I say we are serving nearly 30 plus clients presently, mostly in Delhi NCR as well as in other states also, in Karnataka and Maharashtra. And most of our clients, they are either BPO, IT, or NGOs also, and you can say pharmaceutical companies. So I'm specifically talking about BGV companies only. Okay. So this is a small background and run up. Let me try to share the PPT with you all. Just give me a moment. Are you able to see the screen now?
It's not coming. No.
Let me try once again. Now?
Yes, it's coming.
Great. Yeah. So, as I said, we are a 9-year-old company, started in 2012, and presently we are offering background check, investigation, due diligence, as well as we have just started payroll and TDS solutions also with partnership from our third-party service provider. This is specifically to those clients who have requested us for payroll and TDS solutions. Now, what all we are covering presently in background verification. So these are the fast moving checks which are popular in between almost all segments of clients, starting with employment, reference check, address verification, education verification, photo ID check, and criminal background check. So if I say all out of these, which is the highest demand check presently in the changing scenarios, that is criminal background check and employment verification. So almost all the verification request which we are receiving, employment and criminal is there. Address verification, yes, we are offering digital address verification solutions. So through Google API. Now, as I said, we are providing physical as well as digital both. So Delhi NCR, we are very well covered. Part of that, all major states throughout the north region of our country, everything is being covered presently. And virtual verification is always there. Turnaround time is what matters the most to us. So we are presently able to close a particular case consisting of 3 to 5 checks depending on client requirements within 5 to 7 days. So the USP of our organization is that we have 3 levels of quality check while initiating the case till closing the case and generating the report. So report making process process which we do as per our client requirement. Okay. Like other panelists, they have also mentioned that education check is one of the area which is giving us a pain in terms of turnaround time, and client is also sometimes they get anxious why the due to pandemic there was a delay. But yeah, at present we are covering approximately 500 institutes and universities throughout the country. We are able to close most of and the criminal background check our turnaround time for the court record verification or police verification is hardly 2 to 3 days.
Kishloy, last 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm closing right now. So any questions, please? Welcome.
Okay, any question for Kishloy? Please type right now. We still have 1 minute left out. Okay, while somebody type a question, Kishloy, you can answer through chat box. Let me go to the next presenter looking at the timing and so this was the second round of BGV. Okay, I want everybody to be there. Last two presentation left out now. Yeah, again I'm saying this is not a B2B or B2C, it's more of, I'm catering to the need of the industries and I'm bringing people like who can cater the need of the industries. Yeah, both the community can be benefited, nothing else, right? I'm not charging anything from the presenter who are presenting right now. I'm not charging anybody to participate even. This is complimentary. This is pro bono for both the community. Okay. Satish is desperately waiting. Okay, Satish is from Talent Pro, another HR compliances leading organization. Satish, 10 minutes to start from now. Please introduce.
Good evening, everybody. Let me introduce myself. I'm Satish Kumar. I'm heading sales for Talent Pro India HR Private Limited, based out of my corporate office in Chennai. Okay, so first of all, to start with, I would like to offer my sincere thanks to Ashish and the founder of HR Shapers for giving this platform. It's an excellent platform, I personally feel, wherein all these professional players, we can come together and we understand what is happening in the other side of the table, actually. That is one aspect. The industry nitty-gritty is basically, which we can discuss. Second thing is, even for the end customer, it will be very useful. So thanks for the opportunity. So before I even go to the presentation, the only one USP, the very unique USP, what we have as a company, Talent Pro, this is a one-stop HR shop, basically. Okay, so anything under the HR domain, whether in terms of recruitment, especially for middle level or especially for senior level. So middle level, in a way that I would rather say anything above 6 lakh per annum, that kind of people. Especially if you look at the senior level, at the CXO level, anything about 20-30 lakh per annum. We have a different team of recruiters catered to that. And if you look at the second aspect, we are primarily into staffing. The face of the company is staffing. So we have close to 40,000 plus employees under our payroll, Talent Pro payroll. They have been working on pan-India basis across multiple industries, basically. So we will discuss everything in detail in the PPT. So that is the payroll actually. We have our internally developed payroll tool, which is available on the cloud, basically. So we almost, run the payroll for 1 lakh checks every month. Okay, so this is a kind of depth what we have as far as payroll is concerned. Then if you look at the compliance aspect, we handle NDN compliance. Okay, in terms of HR and labor compliance on a pan-India scale. We are one of a very few professional vendors who can handle compliance on a pan-India scale, obviously. So in compliance, what we handle is any one-time activity on any recurring activity on a monthly basis in terms of shop and establishment, Factory Act actually, any CLRA audit which needs to happen. Okay, licensing with the government official. Okay, so any notices comes up from the labor department, interaction with those people, closing out those activities. We have a compliance portal also, exclusively developed actually. On the top of it, we have an online CLRA tool, the audit tool which is available online, so that it will be mutually beneficial to the principal employer, that is the client, the contractors, and the third-party auditor like us. So that is one other aspect actually. Then we are a certified NEEM and NAPS vendor in terms of, ideally that you can, as a client, there is a statutory advantage which the government is giving. If you especially hire freshers, you don't need to pay PF and ESI. If you take people under NEEM and NAPS, NEEM is nothing but National Employment Enhancement Mission. NAPS is National Apprentice Promotional Scheme. Okay, under both the schemes, you can hire only freshers. There is no PFEAC obligation, neither from the client side nor from the employee side actually. So it's a huge cost advantage, which is coming to the client actually, basically. So a lot of people are there. In NEEM, of course, we have close to 4,000 odd people. In NAPS, we have another 1,000 odd people actually. So this is strength basically for Talent Pro. And last but not the least, we have a HR consulting arm. Probably what we do is any white paper augmentation. Okay, so any salary segment or any salary formation, HR policies, implementation, soft skills training. That is what I was telling. So it's a kind of one-shop HR stop basically. So let me quickly get into the presentation. I will not take much of the time. Just hold on. Yeah, could you able to see the screen? Yeah.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, this is a 21-year-old company, Talent Pro India HR Private Limited. This company was started year 2000. So our parent company is Brady, which is US based again. It's a $3 billion conglomerate. They are basically into diversity business centers. They are into HR, aviation, hospitality, real estate, and all. Talent Pro India HR Private Limited is 100% Indian company based out of Chennai. Corporate office is Chennai, and we have 11 company-owned branches as of now. So why Talent Pro? Because one is the credibility that we bring out to the table. The expertise, domain expertise, we rather call it as. So as I told that it's a 21-year-old company. So that itself, speaks about the weightage that we carry. And if you look at that data, what we have invested heavily on the technology, the client retention ratio. So we have got some third-party auditor who comes into our system and they do a thorough check in terms of how do we operate all those things. So this is what we give a small glimpse about, which we already discussed, the 1 lakh payroll records which we process on a monthly basis, 500 clients, a 21-year-old service provider. If you look at the entire range of services, as I told that it's a one-shop HR stop basically. So we are into recruitment, we are into third-party payroll, staffing, we are into ND and HRMS, we are into ND and compliance, okay, the executive search and all, HR consulting arm. So especially any startups which are coming into India for the first time, the entire HR operations can be outsourced to a vendor like Talent Pro. We handle everything in one go actually. This talks a bit about our payroll services. As I already told that we have invested heavily on the technology. This is SSAE 18 Type 2 certified company. So what it means to the client is because payroll is very sensitive and very complicated thing. So unless otherwise the trust is built upon, the client will not outsource the entire activity. So this is done by a very reputed third party who comes and audit our system, and they certify us especially for this payroll related services. This is the portal I was talking about, the compliance portal exclusively developed by our technical team. This will be very handy for big corporates with multiple legal entities. So what happens in compliance, the client will be having multiple services. One client would have subscribed for shop and establishment, another client would have subscribed for CLRA audit, maybe another client for factory compliance. Okay, so as a client, there will be unique login which will be given. This is again, this is based on the cloud actually. So from any location, the client can log in. They can choose the location. They can choose the services for which they are subscribed to, whether it is shop and establishment or factory or CLRA audit, whatever it is. The entire dashboard will be given in terms of what is the compliance hygiene, what is the compliance activity which is coming up, is there any non-compliance. So all those dashboard will be getting. On the top of it, the client can build up the reports actually with a pictorial representation which they can present to their top management in terms of what is the compliance scoreboard basically. So in a nutshell that I'm giving. So anybody interested, definitely that we will talk in detail and we can take this forward. This is the complete HRMS system what I was talking about. Okay, we have the complete model right from that salary model, investment declaration, any announcement, So all these features, the beauty is it is internally developed, number one. Number two, most of the features are available in the mobile handset also for the client as well as for the employees. So as a client or as an employee, even if you are on the walk, okay, so this supports both iOS as well as Android. From anywhere that you can log in, you can able to see the dashboard, you can able to apply leave, you can able to download the salary slips. So a lot of good and feel of the software and user friendly basically. This is kind of give a glimpse about the staffing because that is the face of the company. So I told that we have close to 40,000 people already under our payroll. It comes from multiple different domains of people, especially from FMCG, banking, finance, pharma, engineering industries, retail industries. Since that, we are there in the industry for past 21 years. So the kind of expertise, domain expertise, what we have built over a period of time, this is basically unmatchable actually. This talks more about recruitment and executive search. Okay, so which I already discussed, especially for middle level as well as for senior level. Anything in the CXO level also, there is a elite recruitment team, which is based out of Chennai to cater to that. So anything about 20-30 lakh per annum, there is a team which caters to. This we, as I already talked about, this corporate solutions or maybe the startups especially, which are coming to India for the first time. So the entire HR functions will be outsourced to Talent Pro. We'll be operating as an extended HR team for them, right from setting up the HR policies, help them in hiring the right people at the right time, and setting up the entire system and process. Okay, not only setting up implementation to that level that we go deep. This is more about HR consulting in terms of the training and development, the performance management, HR policies creation, the employee engagement activities. Okay, so especially that any clients they want to have a training session on POS compliance or maybe any kind of technical compliance. Everywhere we are there actually. And as I told that we have invested heavily on the technology front. Okay, so we have taken a huge space in MS Azure, real-time space. We have paid heavily for that. And we have got 100% backup. That is literally, since that we are in the payroll business. So there is literally, there is no downtime basically. So the kind of IT infrastructure, what we have taken 3 floors in our office, and we have got all company-owned pan-India branches, what we have. As of now, as I told that we have presence across 11 cities now. There's a direct presence. On the top of it, we operate through, yes, if you especially look at compliance, it's a local state subject basically, because unless otherwise we serve the client on a local front on the particular state, as we need licensing with the government officials locally, specific to that location. So we have the teams spread across, covering entire open corner of the country. Our clients, since that we are working very closely with BFSI, banking, finance, FMCG, telecom companies, the penetration is more. They are now even penetrating into tier 2, tier 3 cities and all. So wherever our clients are spreading their wings, obviously we got to follow and we got to support them. So that is the expectation what the clients are having, and we could able to match it up. Yeah, this gives an overall glimpse about the branches, what we have, the spread actually, and other details. So with this, I think so. I'm running short of time. So any questions, I'm willing to take it.
Hey, thank you, Satish. Yes, running out of time. So I request delegate to type the questions. Satish and team can respond. Satish, ask your team to share the details so that people can reach out to your company if they're looking for such services. Sure. Thank you so much. I go to the last presenter. Desperately is waiting, my dear friend, Ivan. Ivan, would you like to do the audio check? You are outside.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Start.
So happy evening to all wonderful gentlemen and professionals, and I'll make it very quick and nicely for you. Statutory compliance in India is taking a transition of a dynamic shift this year, 2020 and 2021, and 2022 March. You can expect all the 4 labor codes to be implemented. Already the GOs has been passed for the code of wages and as well as the code of social security. And
I'm sorry, hold on. Ivan, hold on. In fact, I think Satish's screen is on this. Can you, Ashish, can you just unshare Satish's screen, please?
Okay, I did message him. I can do it anyway. Stop participation.
View option mein jaake. Thanks. Continue, Ivan. Sorry. I was just wondering, why have you shifted from HSC to Talent Pro? Go ahead, Ivan. All the best.
All right. So I'm just connecting through the Google Drive here. Ashish, can you put the presentation on screen if it's okay?
You continue with voiceover. Let me check out your presentation. Meanwhile, continue.
All right.
With voiceover.
So as I was talking to your professionals, it's been a very dynamic change, and the government of India is coming with the appropriate implication with the respective GOs specifically. And why you should go with HGC, because we are one of the oldest statutory compliance vendor in India with 43 years of expertise. We have a history of bureaucrats, government bureaucrats who have founded the company, who have worked in the EPF offices. For example, my partner Jay Suresh ji, he is the managing director, and he is quite the liberal advocate in sense. We're not just for the filing and returns and monthly compliance. We are experts at solving problems. So you will really need a compliance vendor when you get stuck up with like an issue, and be it like whichever level, we address it from the top to the bottom level as such. Like for example, in the food industry, there's a talk of there's people who store food in refrigerators. So some of the inspectors want them to start the Factories Act. When like we liaison on their behalf and represent and solve the issue. So that's the presentation. So we're there from 1977. Started on Raghavi Associates, and we are the quite experts in ESI, EPF, the Factories Act, and we are the persons to call for when you go for the very due diligent pollution control board and the fire NOCs, and even at factory level boiler license, and not missing out on your interstate migratory or employment exchange. And especially we have an in-house posh consultant and trainer and association with NGOs to solve and address training and solve issues discreetly. Next slide. Yeah, we can continue the slide, Ashish. Yeah, that's the one. Yes. So in between, to make the session more interesting, we also do contract staffing for specialized government projects, be it Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai. Why? Because the state governments trust us, because we are 100% compliant when it comes. We work in association with people who have already proved their payroll software, the Greater HR software. We have a license copy, as well as we customize it as such. Like, so we handle large corporations.
I believe we lost him, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I think we did.
Okay, so I will share the screen. You just I will not. I cannot do on his behalf, but I can continue sharing the screen. Please keep reading.
At least he was able to share the screen through you. I could not.
No, even I told him I cannot do it, but because I have multiple things going on at my end. Okay, so this is about his objective. This is what they are doing. Advantage. Ivan, in case you are there, please. Okay, this is again. We can understand he's outside, so there may be some issue with the Wi-Fi and connectivity. Okay. Okay, so let's come to the end of his presentation. Ivan, who is connecting to audio, let's see.
Yeah, I got it. I
So
think some disconnect
you,
signal. Like, sorry.
Ivan, what you need to
Yeah.
do, looking at the timing, you have 3 minutes more.
Okay, fine.
You just need to
So I
voice
will
over.
answer some of the question answers you may have. Like, yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay, so Ivan, what you do in the next 2 minutes, you share what you want to share. I will see if anybody has any question. Okay.
Okay.
Huh?
So I'll talk about compliance audit. So I think the last quarter of 2021 and the first quarter of 2022, organizations should be looking at a compliance audit. Why you should consider HG compliance for a compliance audit? One biggest thing is like our interaction with the government office is on par. We only interact with the commissioner and regional commissioners and above. We are in 22 regional economic cities like in India, like mostly like, like say Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Kochi, Ahmedabad, and even interesting cities like in Indo. And I think we have the in NCR also, and we are the only compliance partner to have covered all the Northeast states as well. So as right now, I'm in the Northeast as well, handling a project in Assam and also in Manipur. And as well as for your oil and gas, fintech, shared services, and even specialized industries like semiconductors, even core industries like we have tied up with SIDM, Society of Indian Defense Manufacturers, for even defense compliances. And if you want to outcase your service and product to the defense industry, we are the right person to contact with. So your monthly compliance is taken care, and your audit of your internal compliances with an HR advisory friendly support, not like a strict report as such, like, like we understand the HR situation because I am from the HR background. So to safeguard you and to make you 100% compliance and with good association with tools with SQL and as well as with creative HR software. We are a staff member of 74 core team, and we do not outsource, we do not share it with other people. Your data confidentiality is 100% strong with us. And we work with the likes of Jubilant Foodworks, Elior, CRCL, and ad hoc basis for bundle technologies, day-to-day health, and Encore, and you name it, in fintech, shared services, manufacturing, defense, oil and gas, semiconductors, ITES. We have a foreplay of 1,753 strong, delighted customers. That's why in the year 2019, we were one of the few Forbes recognized consultant. And this 14th November, we have been awarded as the best labor law compliance, labor laws consultants in India by Eminent Research. And we also do compliance for Malaysia, Thailand, and the Middle East, and North America, the MENA regions, and in France, and of course, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, as well as such like. So we also offer our talent solutions with specialized niche recruitment for your talent headhunting, or otherwise like, specialized. We go beyond the reaches of Executive Recruiters Association as such like.
Great.
So ours is like very friendly approach, direct play, and at the right pricing and within the right timeline. So that's HG compliance.
Great. Thank you, Ivan, and enjoy your
Welcome, Ashish.
stay in Assam. Okay. Now I have three questions.
Thank you.
I have three
Yeah.
questions. So I request all the presenter to come on the screen. Yeah, that's one request. Now this is the great resignation is going on. 2021 is the resignation of
Yes.
the year. Are you guys also facing some problem where people are leaving, you don't get a people to do the work? What's your views?
Definitely. Huge
Okay.
problem.
So how do
I
you
would
manage?
differ in that we have recruited more people, and from our competitors, and as well as people from different industries. We take care of employees really well, buying them bike and taking them to all nice places which they have not seen before. And I totally believe more than IQ or EQ, the happiness quotient is everything for a person. Once they are happy, I've seen them work 14 hours, 16 hours with me, even on weekends. So it's been like fun working. Yeah.
Ivan, let me
Ashish.
tell you.
Happiness has no ending. It
Yes.
depends
So,
what all
Ashish,
can be happy.
Absolutely.
Ashish,
Ivan,
just to add here,
Yeah.
as far as we concerned, both things we have done. One is, of course, we are Great Place to Work certified as Karma Management. Secondly, having the best HR practices, which we do globally. But most important thing, which we have tried to manage is a lot of automation we have done, within the organization, including RPA and AI and ML, and which has helped us to ensure our costs are cut down and we can pass the benefit to the client. So that's the most important thing. So we're not so much averse with the issues, but at the same time, we have a 250 plus strong team, and we are a Great Place to Work certified as well. So we are proud of that.
Actually, that's what I was looking answer like this, what Pratik said, because your industry can do both BGV and compliances can do end-to-end automation. You don't need people to do that, believe me, right? Okay, because you also on the behalf of your organization, when you go to the company, you say, guys, we are automated, we are digitalized, correct. So obviously human has to be there, but I think more than 70% work can be digitalized in these industries, you know.
Digitalize is one part, Ashish, but the real creme de la creme in industry is the licensing part. How well do you know the commissioner? How well you can, handle the problem and the issue that the companies have got notices, before it comes to the court. In compliance, it's more than like, all you may know, you can put the metrics, you can have the software, but your relationship with the labor commissioner, the EPFO office, the ESA office, and especially very sensitive things like FSSAI, FCRA. So these are the relationships that make the compliance actually. The government licensing part.
That's right.
You online you
Absolutely
can
right. You
document
need to have
everything,
that.
and before the deadline you can put in all things. Your file will not move. You will not get your license realized. You have to stand behind that section officer and move it accordingly, and that's when I think we have the success ratio, because
Even
we come from bureaucratic background.
yeah, even I can understand the kind of people you will be meeting, the compliances industry meeting with the bureaucrats, government people and all. I can understand they don't do anything for many months, right?
Well,
And
no,
certain
but
times
Ashish,
they don't
what?
meet
A lot of
anybody,
things have
they
changed.
don't meet
A
anybody
lot of
else except us. So they're comfortable to meet us
yeah.
also
No,
only.
but
And
I would like to just
they call me and my partner Jay, the model factory. You help us evaluate which factory is like the model factory right now. We did it recently for Nagpur. So they have the parameters. So we added 16 more points to that. So the labor inspector and the labor commissioner from Maharashtra, so they called us, and we gave more points, and they were quite happy. So you evaluate in whom we took, they were nominated and they were awarded.
So the Ashish, one is licensing is fun, but you know what, we do a lot of webinars and seminars. We do all right from ministry to laborers and all. They already are part of our panel actually. So a lot of retired commissioner of laborers, central labor commissioners, and state labor commissioners. So it makes easier for us. But however, a lot of things have changed actually. There is a paradigm shift, even especially PF, ESS, office as well. A lot of things will change there as well. They also become more digitized and more towards having a better customer experience. So there also, government is also changing a lot. So I think with the one will understand the labor codes, it's not going to be simplifying the process for the organizations. It's going to be making more complex because people feel it's going to simplify. No, it's going to be more complex. So, and penalties today is around 1,000, 2,000 rupees. The penalties, it's going to be coming in lakhs. So choose your right partner. It can be anyone, that you choose your right partner to ensure that your organization really compliant. That's where I just want to know. Yeah.
So let me hear from BGV industry leader Rakesh, Prashant, Ananya. Are you also facing attrition?
Yes, we are. We cannot, this is the trend. We cannot go beyond the trend. So yes, we are also trying to basically, focus more into the automation part. So this phase, the reliability on the workforce, the manforce is minimum. But again, yet we cannot replace humans for across all the sectors. Some has to be the relationship part, like how Ivan has mentioned, has to be taken care of. So we are still trying to manage. How about the other, Sharad?
It's pretty much the same with the Parajita. If you take, there's always a discussion which happens on what level of process automation and what amount of people needs to be there. So today we are a 1,300 employee organization. So our focus is that certain aspects of monotonous activities like registers conversion, data preparation, transfer of data from one system to the other. So there's always a discussion happening on how we can automate that. But again, keeping the team in hand. So in India, when you take, it'll always be a people-dependent company, but more automated to a process setup. So the automation will this will always be going to, it'll go hand in hand. So this is what's my comment. Yes.
I think I cannot agree more.
Okay, one more question. It's very relevant to both. BGV team, do you get a request from HR compliances industry to do the BGV?
Yes.
What is the question? Sorry, I missed it.
I'm asking Ananya, do you also get a request from Licky, okay, Aparajita doing the reference check of their employee or new joiner?
Yes, we have come up with that.
The thing
It is
is,
very
most of
important. In fact, someone has posted something in the Q&A section that BGV company should be working centralized in a centralized sector, which cannot be done. But yes, unity is very, very important. This industry has to be uniformly, and the unity has to be there, has to be supported by each and every company. So if there is any employee who has been leaving my organization and joining any of the other trading company, it should not be taken granted that the person has served or worked in a BGV company, the integrity would be okay, and it should be considered. A person should be considered giving a job offer. So an integrity, a person's integrity can still be spoiled or corrupted even if he or she is working or has worked in a BGV company as well. So it is very important that wherever a candidate goes, the BGV policy should be applying for all companies, including the BGV industry itself.
Yeah. I think Prashant said that. Prashant, what was that statement? Hire trust.
Trust, but hire with trust, but please verify.
Hire with trust and please verify. Yes, I will remember
In
that.
HGC, we have an interesting thing also called the PI principle: purpose, integrity, and excellence.
Great. Okay, another question to BGV team is, what was that? The report which your organization is giving to the client, to the company. There are only 3 colors, right? Red. Which are those? But I have seen there
There
are
are
4
four
color report
actually.
also.
It
Four.
depends, 3 to 4. Yeah,
there,
4.
there are 4 colors basically. One is red, another is green, yellow, and orange.
The standard colors, Ashish, which goes are red, green, and amber. But there have been other colors which are getting also asked as yellow, the blues, the grays. These are the ones again which get asked. But the standard colors are red, green, amber.
Okay, last question to BGV
Ashish,
team.
just to add on that. See, actually, I'm not sure whether you're aware of this ban the box, which is happening in the US. There's no more, ticking on the box and all that stuff. So in the US, what happens is you just say that there is a discrepancy. There's nothing, no color and all that. So I think that thing could come to India as well, is what I see. There'll be no more of this red, green, yellow.
Okay.
In fact, there's one more point, Ashish, which I just wanted to bring in. People get offended with colors. I think red is considered as bad. Amber is also considered as bad. People say that I just want greens. But I think I have seen people even hiring a red candidate. But if you know that person, see, BGV is not about not hiring a candidate. It's only knowing that candidate's exact credentials of what he's capable of or what he's not capable of. If you know that, and if you can just place him in the right structure or status, it really helps. It's very much important that not getting offended with the colors and making sure that using that resource in the right sense, in the right form and right state.
I couldn't agree with Prashant more actually, because just yesterday there was this client who was telling me that we, even if it is a red, we check with our line managers how is their work and whether they're
Sharad, your voice is...
You're sounding robotic, Sharad.
See, ultimately, as HRs, we have to understand that the person is a human being and mistakes do happen. So if you can understand, like, if the mistake is not intentional.
Guys, hold on. Let me ask now question to HR compliances. Do you think MSME is ignoring HR compliances in a big way?
Okay, so I'll start with this question. So MSME aren't ignoring the compliances. Pretty much they aren't aware about compliances, and that's a vast difference. See, if you talk about ignoring compliances, we've seen corporates ignoring compliances. There are a lot of factories, there are top giants in the organization, in the industry, but they still omit deliberately on compliances. But still, there are MSMEs who are more inclined to abide with the law of the land. So I would like to twist the question. MSME aren't aware much of compliances. Of course, the reputational cost of non-compliance is lesser for them. So they kind of take it granted one way or the other, but again, yes. So pretty much the answer.
So in the HR competency mapping, recruitment and performance system, you cannot ignore labor laws. What I've seen in the gig economy, the role of minimum wages is coming to a big play right now.
Okay,
so across
follow-up question, guys. Do you
So MSME is not that they're ignoring. I think they're being left out by some of the cost factors that many compliance companies are charging us right now. What we would like to do, that's what Karma tries to strive towards, is ensure that we encircle all of these businesses also. Because see, the business that burns a lot, they will eventually comply. As Mr. Ivan had said, that they have contacts and they can collaborate and get rid of their compliances.
One follow-up question quickly.
No, that's not what I said.
Hey, one sec, guys.
We can help you if there's a gap.
Ivan, hold on. Follow-up question. HR compliances, do you put BGV as one of the compliances?
70% of the time.
In fact, BGV people should be the happiest people when attrition is there. I was worried when someone said that, yes, they are hampered by attrition. I come from a BGV background. In fact, I used to head the internal audit for the United States also. And these were the happiest people. I was the happiest person around when there was attrition. That was more business for me.
Okay, so we are running short of time. I want those who are there on the screen, please give your closing remark. Okay, what is the takeaway for our delegates, for anything, for anyone? Your closing remark in less than 10 or 15 seconds. Okay, let me start with Ananya. I can see on the screen.
Yes, Ashish.
So your closing remark, what the message you want to give it to the people who joined the session?
One thing which I very much like about the session is what Prateek had mentioned, that the companies should basically be compliant. There should not be any cutting edges. So, and of course, BGV is one of the part of it. There are many companies who want to cut corners on the BGV, thinking of the budgeting and many other things. So it's a very important thing. So from all the parameters, whether it's a PESI, whether it's a PEF or it's a background verification, the company should be 100% fully compliant as much as possible.
Okay, Kishla?
I will reciprocate what Ananya has said. I truly believe every company from any given segment should go for a BGV, and they should not ignore on any level, be it an entry level candidate or be it on the highest level.
Kishla, we are losing you.
Segment of the companies. Is it okay now? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to say, that every organization from almost all given segments should go for BGV on like all candidate levels. So if a candidate is a fresher in the sense that even if he worked anywhere, no work experience, still a minimum BGV should be done just to make sure that there is no criminal background. So we as a BGV company, we are promoting background verification in the sense that almost all sectors should be covered, none should be left, and all segment of candidates, all segment of employees should be covered.
Great. Thank you, Krishna. As per the screen, I'm going. Okay, no A, B, C, D, and X, Y, Z. Satish, you are the next.
Yeah. So closing remark, while I told in the initial stage itself, it's a great platform which is done by you to interact with industry veterans, number one, to understand what is happening at the other side of the table, number two. Number three, the collaboration. See, because if you look at Talent Pro as a service provider, basically that the face of the company is into staffing. As I told, we have close to 40,000 people coming across different industry vertical, especially from IT and non-IT domain. So some of the clients, especially from the IT segment, they will be looking for background verification from Talent Pro. So as a service that we don't offer straight away, we don't have any other choice other than getting the services from other vendors, basically. So in a way that it's a very good collaboration to get to know that what is happening on the other side. So that tomorrow, if anything comes up, especially regarding to BGV, so we can be in touch with other people, the industry veterans, and take it forward. That is one takeaway from
Great.
this. Especially for the end client, so we are a formidable player. We handle ND and HR. Anything on the HR platform, we are there to support actually. This is where I want to conclude myself. So thank you so much for that opportunity, Ashish.
Thank you, Satish. As per the screen, I'm going to Prashant.
Prashant, you have to unmute yourself.
Please unmute.
Sorry, I think I just went on speaking. I think the more important thing, and I think I'll concur here with Piyush, which he said, I think the APIs are going to change the BGV world, which it looks like. And I think the next generation which is going to come up is more importantly on technology at the forefront, processes and people. So I think BGV has been more predominantly a people-oriented game, but I think technology is shortly going to take over. Even the customers are asking in that manner, so that's going to be important to look at.
Yes, yes, great. Okay, great. Thank you, Prashant. As per the screen, Push Modi.
So the only thing I have to say is
it's echoing. It's echoing.
I will come to the next. Please check your audio setting. Adrenaline.
Yeah, I'll actually comment on both sides of the spectrum for BGV and as well as compliance. See, my feeling about BGV is many people have not mentioned that since we have this lockdown, a lot of classes are online and a lot of results are also online. Many courts have also started ensuring that they do put all their databases online, and I think this is going to play a very big role. In fact, API is going to be, I mean, as everyone had mentioned, yes, API is there, but what's really going to help is that someone needs to actually get into that industry and actually collaborate with all the universities, because as of now, I'm sure, 100% sure that everyone has everything online. Another thing for compliance for me is everyone needs to be compliant, but you don't need to sell your kidneys to be compliant. So I'll just close my statement with that.
Thank you so much. Okay, so that was Adrenaline. Rakesh.
Yeah. So first and foremost, thanks for the opportunity. I think Prajita is participating in this for the first time, and to be very honest, we would love it. We would like to join back again if the time and the opportunity persists. And our food for thought is that today, I mean, some time back, compliances was never even considered an important aspect for running a business, but today it's become a boardroom decision, which we appreciate. And with 20 years of experience with us, and I would say we contributed at least 1% of getting this mindset changed in the larger public, and we're happy to be a part of this. And let's all be compliant. Let's ensure our business grow in a compliant and abide by the law of the land. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and happy Diwali to all panelists. Thank you.
Thank you, Rakesh. Sharad.
Yeah, I just have two things. Firstly, obviously, thank you, Ashish. This is also the first time we are participating. So thanks for the opportunity. And if there's any HR here in this forum listening to us, please go for background checks for your employees. It really doesn't matter whether you go with Ananya or Piyush or Prashant or Kisle or anyone. Please do background verification for your employees. That is one thing. And secondly, I think there has to be some kind of a government intervention with respect to background checks, whereby they should say that it's mandatory to do background checks. You'll get the shock of your life. There's a 3,000 plus company in Chennai. They are a non-IT company and they don't do background checks. So I mean, I was shocked to hear that. So I think the government has to make it mandatory. I think these are the two things which I would like to do.
Okay, so but we'll not leave it up to government. Let CEO and MD decide as of now. Okay, let's go to Piyush now. Piyush.
Hi, Ashish. Similar thoughts. Thank you, Ashish, for organizing this. We keep speaking to the clients and partners, and this is the first time actually that I am also interacting with various leaders from background verification industry. We keep competing day in and day out, but it's definitely great to listen to everybody's perspective on background verification, the trends. We definitely, at least I get to learn from listening to these perspectives, and I hope we are also able to share some of our what we are doing. There is definitely an opportunity to collaborate. If we all can collaborate, it's just going to push the ecosystem in the right direction. Somebody said, can we get all the universities to issue their student records on somewhere? I mean, they can be on different databases, but as long as we collaborate, we can all make it happen. In spirit, we have to respect the privacy of the individual, respect the data privacy aspects, and if we can do that, I think there is the times ahead are better in terms of turnaround time, efficacy, and background verification can become a more robust science rather than a threshold based science.
Yes, yes, that's true. Okay, before I go to Pratik, let me share one of my experience of previous organization. It was so huge that they used to have a 15 vendors of BGV, and there was a decision from the top management that equally every vendor should be given the allotment. Okay, so and they used to decide, like perhaps sometime region wise, perhaps sometime alphabetical wise, okay, perhaps sometime level wise. Okay, let's say 10 requirement will go to Kishla, then Ananya, then Prashant, or then Piyush, and they had a very good system like this. Team of 10-15 people, they used to distribute like this. So 100 people requirement not going to the one vendor, it's going to break up in 15-15 to 5 different. So it's like that company may be client of 5 because they are giving requirement to 5. Okay, Pratik, I can see you in the screen. Next.
Well, I hope I'm audible. Just two sentences I want to take. One is, of course, when we say price or non-compliance with brand equity, regulatory offense, and financial losses. And second most important thing is that you need to ensure that you always have a partner rather than an advisor to pull out from any situation. And the people who opt not, they know what is happening with the current government and as well as ministry level and all those aspects. So that's very important as far as compliance is concerned. So that's what my 2 cents are. And in the end, everyone needs to ensure that you automate your processes so that you take that customer experience to the next level. That's what we wanted to tell.
Thank you, Pratik. Thank you so much. Vinod, you are the last one.
Yeah. So on behalf of all panelists, I want to give the special thanks to Ashish for putting their efforts and coming all the panelists at one page. So thank you, Ashish. Thank you for doing this. Thanks all.
Okay, if Kush is there, I want Kush to come. Kush and Ramesh, they can come on the screen and give the closing remark. Ivan is also left out. Yes, Ivan.
Yeah.
Only thing as a
So
marketer, I
I would
would
just say,
rather
like,
say
help your
Yeah.
if
employees
it
and the
is
employees'
even if it is
families.
BGV or compliance,
Mm.
both the things are at the cost of the brand equity. So apart from all of us or the same panel talking about our things, let's also think about the brand equity because that's the only thing the promoters would always look forward to build, nothing else. So it is the cost is way too high and it takes
Correct.
ages to achieve that.
Correct. Correct.
That's it. That's it. As a marketer, I could say only that much because you guys are technically too sound.
So I
Thank you,
consider
everyone.
three. I consider three pillar of HR. Okay, HR compliances, BGV, and the HRMS. You know, I I
Yes.
I give less important to those LMS and the engagement tool and the wellness. Those are the lipstick. Fine, it is there. It's okay. If it is not there, but if these three are not there in the organization, believe me, you will be always behind the competitor. Those who are having all these three, right? Okay,
True.
Ivan, over to you. Closing remarks.
So help the employees with the current COVID, like assistance of 50,000 that government is giving. So they need to upload the death certificate. That's also part of compliance. And also help those who are not guaranteed the minimum wages. So under humanitarian basis, make them law aware and bring the workers, into systematic upliftment. And I mean, like do whatever work you do in time and give the better rates and keep everybody happy all around. So happy Diwali to you all, and thank you, Ashish. Thank you for the wonderful platform.
Great. Thank you so much, everybody. And let me read out once again who are all there in today's session. Okay, if I'm not taking too much of time. Okay, just hold on. Just hold on. Okay, yes. So thank you, Anil Dhar from Earthbridge, Ananya Banik from Absolute People Screen, Piyush Peshwani from OnGrid, Rakeshwaran Ram from Aparajita, Pratik Vedya from Karma, Vinod Dula from Shop, Prashant Desai from IDFY, Sharad Sukumar from HX Global, then Kishlai Singh from ESS, Satish Kumar from Talent Pro, and then Ivan John from HJC. Great. So this was the part one, and we are going to have part two next year. I want you guys to stay with some kind of pipeline also, because this I said in the HRMS also. If I do every 6 months, what will happen? Those who are looking for a solution, they will keep postponing their decision, because they will say, yeah, oh, let me look out to this awareness session. I may get another vendor to check it out. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. In case you are able to save the chart, please save the chart so that you can see who all responded. If anybody is looking for, you can reach out. If I get any query from any audience, any delegate, those who are registered, those who not join, I will pass it on to some of you, depend upon which kind of query come to me. Okay.
All right.
Happy Diwali. Take care.
Thank
Have a
you very,
festival
very
Happy
season.
much.
Diwali.
Yeah. Thank
Happy
you.
Diwali to everyone.
All
Thanks
right.
a
Happy
lot. Thank you,
Diwali.
Thank you,
Ashish.
Ashish, for having this session. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Happy
Happy
Diwali.
Diwali.